Alright, here getting today, and hi, it's Lydia. I'm here for my week 9 evaluate meta literacy journal. You're getting just my face today because the post that I want to talk about from my group was actually taken down. I was not able to grab screenshots of it before it was taken down. I had originally viewed it on my phone in the really early hours of morning doom scrolling, and it didn't occur to me fast enough to take screenshots of it that it would disappear. But in the spirit of this week's task being to evaluate your experiences and observations in the community based on what we have learned, I feel like this is an important post to talk about because I feel like it reflects a lot on the teaching world and teaching community. I will give you the Spark Notes best I can remember. A teacher, and they had posted this anonymously, I don't think they specified what state they were from or what area, but it was a 3rd or 4th grade student, I don't remember which one, but that early to upper elementary, middle school age, who this student, they had a parent-teacher conference, and the teacher mentioned that the child was not wearing their glasses in school, and that the child often complained they couldn't see, things like that, and the parents told the teacher, that won't be a problem anymore. We will make sure that it was a male student, they did specify that, wears his glasses. This was on a Thursday or Friday, it was end of week, I can't remember. The teacher shared that on Monday the student came in and they had a hoodie on and they refused to take down the hood of their hoodie. And when they finally did, it was revealed that the student's head had been shaved bald over the weekend. And the student was very emotionally distraught by this event, and they shared with the teacher and with the guidance counselor that this was their parents' response to finding out that they weren't wearing their glasses in school. And the teacher shared that not themselves, but another staff member or mandated reporter in the building did call Child Protective Services or CPS, whatever the state equivalent is of that service. And the teacher wanted to know, did people think that that was the right thing? Did this seem like a necessary CPS call? And there were over 1,000 comments when I had viewed the conversation relatively early on. It had only been up for a couple of hours at that point. But the mix of reactions I thought was shocking, flooring, maybe even a little bit devastating as to how people were responding to this. I think that a lot of people were harsh towards the poster, saying that, this is why children are victims of CPS neglect, because they're busy taking care of things like this. Because every time someone's feelings get hurt, people need to call CPS. I feel that this was an appropriate CPS call. My first thought went to the case of Gabriel Iglesias. I don't remember what year it was, but it was in California. There was a big Netflix documentary on it. And that child had had many CPS calls for small red flags. But that child ultimately ended up dying at the hands of their abusers because CPS could not keep up and was not able to protect them and pull them out of the home soon enough. So it was just very interesting to see someone come to this community conversation board looking for solace and reassurance and trying to, what I would say, offload trauma and how to process that and proceed in their classroom, because the teacher mentioned they felt responsible for the student having their head shaved because they mentioned that the child was not wearing their glasses. And I think that's a lot to carry as a person or as a teacher. I don't think enough people talk about the things that we are meant to emotionally carry. So again, it was saddening to see someone come for comfort. I don't think the conversation was necessarily about should I have called CPS or should someone else have called CPS, but I need a safe place to express this experience that I had. And it really makes me think about the people that are teachers, or it makes me wonder, like, what would my coworkers have done or said if this was one of our children? Would I have called CPS if that was my child? I think that it is very important, and from the details that we have with no context background about the family, that it is at least passed on to guidance and administration that we have this conversation, and now this is where the child is in the state that they are in. Many people were pointing out that this is degrading. It was probably a traumatic experience for the child while they were going through it. It was probably not consensual. And that's something that they're going to carry for a long time, even if it does not deem calling child protective. At least getting that child some support and some counseling for everything that they have gone through. And I know this is getting long, but why does this relate to media literacy, meta-literacy, literacy? Because, number one, online posting and digital footprint. What if your coworker saw you comment on that post and what you said? They might trust you differently now. What if your administrator is in the group and they saw you say what you said? And this is part of the reason that I am more of a lurker of this page than a true interactor. But I think, too, it's also about being literate and understanding that your opinions on things do not always belong out loud on social media, or time and place, context, that maybe your direct story wasn't what this person was looking for. They were looking for the experiences of people who have been through this situation and not just your 2 cents as an afterthought. And I think this is a big reflection on why we need to be mindful of using these media boards and online posting scenarios, because you just never know who's listening, who's watching, who it's going to go back to, and more so, who is I don't want to say victim of this, but who is that child that in this scenario was potentially abused. And I think it's a lot easier for people to say things that they might not say in person. We talk about keyboard warrior, and it's easy to say things behind a screen. So I caution you in the things that you say and the things that you do, and to make mindful choices with your posting, especially in comment sections, as sometimes it's an afterthought with comments. We don't think about them, I think, as much as we do a full online post. It's just a quick dialogue. But comments matter too. So stay online, but be vigilant and be media literate.